Hi everyone, welcome again. And this is the day 8 of 30 Day Power BI series. And in this series, in this particular video, I will show you what is sync slicers is, what is responsive slicer is, what is edit interaction in Power BI, and in the end, we will look into the preview options that are present in the Power BI report. So let's get started. So sync slicer is something that if suppose if we want to slice the data across multiple report pages and in which I want the same filters to be applied in all of the corresponding pages. So in that scenario, sync slicers are useful because we don't need to go to each and every report and slice the data according to our need. Suppose I have the product category on the first page and I want the product category that is applied to the second page as well. The filters that I am applying in the first page should be applied to the second page as well. So I will use a sync slicer option so that I can I sh- it will be convenient for me to to see the sliced data without doing the same thing again and again. So uh, let's start with one examples. I have uh, this sum of order quantity on the basis of customer that we have. Then I can add a slicer with the fields with customer name. Let me choose slicer from here. Let's add the customer names. Okay, I want to see the data for Amanda. And I want the same thing to be applied in my second page. I will create one more page in which I have the customer name and order quantity that customer has applied. So let's add the same slicer over here. Let's copy this, Control C and paste it over here, Control V. You can see that I have option that one or more of the copied visual you can stay in the sync with the visual if it was copied from. Do you want to keep them in sync? Yes, I want to keep them in sync. You can see that the slicer that I have applied in this page is automatically applied in this page as well. So let me change it from here also. Let's see Christopher Thomas. So ideally my previous page should be changed as to Christopher as well. You can see that we have Christopher in this page as well. So that's what a sync slicer is, and it is very helpful for the reports which have n number of pages. So let's move on to the responsive slicer. A responsive slicer automatically adjusts their layout to fit the space available, making your report more adaptable, especially on the different screen sizes or when you resize your visual. So let's dive into it. I will click on the slicer visual and I will go to the visualization pane and under the general section like I have over here. Under the general section I will click on the responsive option that we have. This responsive advanced option. I don't know why it is not enabled. Let me check it once again. So I have looked into the Microsoft documentation and issues that we have in the Microsoft community, and I have found out that this responsive slicer is is issue from Microsoft, and it will be fixed in the next desktop release, and it is currently disabled for new format pane. So I have gave you a overview of this responsive slicer. Let's wait for the Microsoft to update it, and we can use it without any delay. So next thing we are going to deep dive into, that is the edit interaction that we have. So let's get started. Let's click on this edit interaction. I will give you just about it. Edit interaction between the slices and other visuals that allows you to control how slicer affect the different visuals on your report page. Suppose I don't want to slice my data on the basis of this slicer selection. Like I don't want, when I click on this Christopher, I don't want this visual to be sliced on the basis of Christopher Thomas. So what can I do is I can format the way it interacts with my slicer. So to do that, I will go on to the format option that is present over here. After clicking on this, after selecting this slicer, and I will go to the edit interaction pane. You can see that we have two options over here, highlight and none. So none is something that I don't want this slicer to be interacted uh, with my sales column chart, and so I can click on this like I don't want it. So you can see that it has gone back to its original position, and we cannot see the Christopher Thomas over here again. So this is edit interaction, is it edits your interaction as the name suggests on with your selection. So next thing that we are going to cover is options and settings that we have in the Power BI. Let's click on the file, then click on the options and settings option, then click on the options. You can see the different kinds of option that are present over here. You can add it the way you want in this options and setting tabs, like the preview features that we have. Preview features is something that is going to be permanent in the Power BI desktop release, in the next upcoming Power BI desktop release. So suppose I want to add a Q&A for live connected analysis database. So I can check it and click on OK and then restart my report maybe, and it will work fine in Q&A section. So for same for the shape map visual that I will be using in the next upcoming videos. Shape map visual will be added in my visualization pane. So these are the different kinds of options that we need to enable, disable. Like you can create a mobile layout from the Power BI desktop report. So you can explore this, you can read about it in the Microsoft documentation, and let me know if you face any kind of difficulties. That's it for today's video. Thanks everyone.